Okay, what you saying, people? I hope you're all well. Currently it's Monday morning and it has just gone 9 a.m. So currently I'm already in one position for the week. I'm in a gold long position, and I was also looking at shorting CHF JPY, and I currently actually missed that trade because I was asleep. It was around 5 or 6 a.m. where it provided a nice entry to go short, but again I was happily asleep, so that's all well and good. I'm not going to catch every single trade. But I'm going to do a quick breakdown on the gold trade that I'm currently in, looking for a move to the upside, and also do a quick breakdown as well of the CHF JPY short trade that I missed. I'll show you some of the pairs that I'm looking at to trade for the rest of the week. So let's get into the charts. Okay, so on the screen now we have gold here on the 4 hourly time frame. So currently I'm in a long position. My entry is around here, around this area here. Stop loss just below this area of support. I'll show you guys the actual trade on MT4, which is the platform I use to execute my trades. But for now, his trading view, my entries around there, stop loss is just below that support there. Anticipating a move to the upside for this pair, mainly because of the daily chart. It's looking like we could be seeing a nice push to the upside here. So again, if I zoom out here on the daily, you can see recently we've come to test this really strong area of support here in the market, and we've also wicked just below it as well, which could be a nice sign that we could be seeing a nice push to the upside. Also on Friday we had that, if I just move this area, we just had that nice price action down the daily, that bearish candle, the doji, and the bullish candle for wick to the downside. It is showing that potentially could be seeing a nice movement to the upside, even from a daily point of view. Looking for a nice retracement to the upside, but I think we could be getting a reversal potentially to gold, potentially all the way back up to 1950 area, or maybe even 1960, all the way up there. Because you can see for gold we're in a strong downtrend to the downside here, but we're running out of steam. Recently in the last game here we had all the bullish momentum needed to come back and test our recent swing high, so I think we could be seeing an equal movement to the upside now for gold. Of course, we've got all this noise around here that price needs to get by. We've got this trend line around here. We've got multiple areas of support and resistance. As you can see, strong support there will be at times resistance, so it's going to be not a clean ride for gold to the upside, but looking to see if I can catch some of the move to the upside now for this pair. Looking to see if we can get a move to around this area here. Looking at this trend line here in the market, so got the high there, connecting that high there as well, and you can see we kind of left that trend line, haven't really had another touch. So we've had impulsive move to the downside, retracement, impulsive move, retracement. So expecting to see a push to the upside, at least to retrace some of this bearish movement. And if it is a reversal and my analysis on the higher times are right, we could easily go and break through that trend line now and go and test our recent swing high, which is all the way up there. So that's what I'm looking to trade gold to. Okay, so this is my current position on MT4 of my buy position for gold. You can see 0.02 there. I've used reduced risk for this pair because, again, like I said, I don't normally trade gold. I'm still very new to gold, to actually trading it, so not risking the full amount that I usually risk on a trade, so using less. And also for gold as well, the lot sizes and the value per pip is a lot different here, so you need to adjust your lot sizes if you can look to trade commodities like gold. So again, looking quite bullish now, looking to see if we can get a continuation to the upside. You can see how it gets on, and just see potentially you can get a move all the way up to that 1850 area, maybe even further. Okay, so now moving on to the CHF JPY short trade that I missed this morning. If I go on the hourly chart, you can see I was looking for a move to the downside around here, which is around 5 a.m, 6 a.m. You can see a big strong move to the downside. It looks like it's retracing a little bit now, but I still think there's further downside potential for this pair. You can see if I just jump to the daily time frame, again, this is our recent swing high of the market. So if I was to mark that up, you can see very strong push to the upside. Came back down, so looking like a false breakout, and normally after the false breakout you expect to see a big move in the opposite direction. So looking to see if we can get a big move to the downside here for CHF JPY. You can see towards the end of last week, nice push to the downside, retesting that as resistance, push to the downside. So I was saying if you can get a nice retracement into this area, we'll look to see if we can short it on that hourly time frame and just get a better entry and ride that to the downside, testing these levels down here. So that'll be target 1, target 2 down here, and then target 3 all the way down there. But as you can see, not in the current trade right now, and it is taking off to the downside there on the hourly time frame after testing that area. But again, I was asleep, don't get them all, so it's perfectly fine, but just see how this gets on, and maybe it provides us with another entry. But nonetheless, looking for CHF-JPY to continue to the downside, and just going to see how that pair progresses on. And also I'm going to be looking at GPAD for potential shorts, looking at a bit of retracement into this area and a continuation to the downside to around 1.76 or maybe 1.75 even. And similar to GPNZD, again, they both move very similar, looking for a bit of retracement on that pair. They're looking to ride it to the downside, maybe tap into that area here or this area here, previous support, now term resistance. They're looking to ride that all the way down to 1.9 there as well. So looking for moves to the downside of GPNZD and GPAUD this week. Okay, what are you saying, guys? I thought I'd just check in with you guys again because I've just taken my second trade of the week. I've just taken a short on CAD-JPY on the 4-hourly time frame, looking for a nice swing to the downside. So I'm just going to check in with you guys, show what's happening with that trade, why I got in and what I expect from it, and also a quick update on gold as well. So let's get into the charts. Okay, so this is CAD-JPY in the 4H time frame, which I've just gone short on. My entries around about here, just after that candle closed up there, just after 2 p.m. So I'll show you that on MT4. But looking for a swing to the downside. I was talking about this pair on my weekly analysis video that dropped on the weekend. I was talking about we had a bit of consolidation, so it just depends which way price wants to break out to. And it looks like we've had a bit of a false breakout here for CAD-JPY. So again, this was the consolidation. Price pushed to the upside to start the week off, and as you can see, came crashing back down. So anticipating a breakout to the downside for CAD-JPY, and that move was just a fake out. As you can see, we had a nice evening star, and then I wait for price to close back inside there to say that that was just a false breakout. So again, at least looking for a move into that support at the bottom of the consolidation, but really I'm looking for a move back into here. As you can see, previous resistance, this is where the level we broke and we saw a lot of momentum to the upside. So looking for a move into that level there and potentially even further, because again, we're right at the highs here on the daily time frame. So if you do have a false breakout, you could see a nice move to the downside for this pair. And we do have this trend line here with first test, second test, so potentially we could break through that area on the 4H that I was talking about and see a move into that trend line, which again I can milk the trade a little bit further. But right now looking for a move into that previous resistance turn support and maybe a little further into that trend line. So just going to see how this goes and I will keep you guys updated. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is CAD-JPY on my MT4 platform where I've executed my trade, looking for a move to the downside. Again, like I said, looking for a move into this level here. So just going to see how that gets on. We'll let you guys know the development of that trade, and also gold, which I took earlier yesterday or in the night. You can see a nice push to the upside so far, starting to take off now. You can see on the hourly, if I drop to the hourly, nice push to the upside with this actual hourly candle. So it's only now really starting to take off, but gonna let you guys know how it gets on through the week, if I take any profit and anything I do with the trade. So we'll let you guys know how it gets on, but for now, I'm just gonna sit and watch and just see how these trades develop. Okay guys, so I've just taken half my profit on gold, my gold long position that I took earlier on. So right now price has just reached some resistance in the market, and since I am going against the structure of the market a little bit, the trend, price could easily reverse at that area and come back down to where I've entered. So I've looked to secure about half my profit and look to leave the rest to run to see if we can hit those targets that I was speaking about earlier. So just gonna let the rest of the trade run and I will be updating you guys again tomorrow. Okay, what you're saying, people, is now Wednesday. Well, it's coming to the end of Wednesday. Actually, we've got about another hour before the daily candle closes for Wednesday, but I just wanted to quickly update you guys on how my trading is going so far throughout the week. So right now I'm in two positions. I have closed out my CAD-JPY short and my gold long. I'll explain to you why as well, and also why I'm in these two new positions, which is a short on GPAUD and a short on USD-CHF. So I'm going to talk you through my thought process of why I got into the trades, why I got out some trades, and just see how they're going as well. Okay, so welcome to the charts, people. In front of you, you have gold. So I was in a long position for this pair around here, as I showed you earlier in the week. Saw a really nice push to the upside, found resistance at this area here, price support, some resistance. That's why I took half of my profit, because we could reject to the downside, and as you can see, we did eventually do that. So when we broke out of this consolidation, I just closed the remaining of the trade, because again, you can see the structure of the market is very bearish still, lower lows, lower highs. We could have easily pushed the downside and made another lower low, but as you can see for gold, we held this support here. So I take this along here, price support there, nice move to the upside, and again acting as support. So my bias is still to the upside for gold. I still reckon we can get to 1850 if we do hold the support that price is respecting so far. But again, I wouldn't take this trade just because we do still have this area here just above me. So if I was to take a long there, I'm literally going long into resistance, which did reject us previously. So again, the risk to reward doesn't really make sense because we could still get rejected again by that level. We don't have to push all the way up to 1850. So not gonna be a part of that, but I still think gold has a strong possibility of making its way out to 1850. Cal JPY was in a short trade for this one, but as you can see, we are flying to the upside. Again, we did have this false breakout here, so I was anticipating the market moving lower, bit of a reversal. So you can see here, prior resistance spiked above it, a bit of a false breakout, got in for a short, expecting to see a break of this support here and see if you can get a move into this prior resistance turn support. But as you can see, we didn't get that move. The market held that support and just continued to the upside. So lesson learned with that one, but again, losers are always a part of the game. Currently I'm short on GBP AUD for a move to the downside. So early in the week, I was telling you guys that I was looking for a move to the downside to 1.76 for GBP AUD. Again, don't know if we'll just hit this target this week. It might be next week that we do hit 1.76, but nonetheless looking for a move to the downside. I was talking about this level here, so if we were to hold this resistance, so price support and resistance, I will be looking for shorts. We spiked above it, and as you can see, we closed back below, then got in on the retest on the hourly time frame. So again, you can see we retested that, then my entry was somewhere around here as we were rejecting it, and you can see a nice push to the downside. So I've already taken some profit for this short trade because we are back at this support here, which did give us the move to the upside. But nonetheless, I've still got most of my position on because I'm still anticipating a move to 1.76, because it looks like at this point we're creating lower highs in the market. I want to ride it to the downside to around 1.76 or maybe even further, but my main target is that area. I did also say for GPNZD I was looking for shorts, but again, GPNZD, GPAUD, they move the exact same. So if one of them is bearish, likelihood the likely is that the other one will be bearish as well. So no point in me trading them both at the same time. But as you can see, exact same thing happened. I said move into this level here of price support time resistance, then I move into 1.9. As you can see, we've actually gone to smash that area right there. So GPNZD is looking very, very bearish. I didn't expect that to happen all in one day, but as you can see, the market's quite volatile, and we went and smashed 1.9. So could be seeing a bit of retracement now for GPNZD, but again, the market is very bearish, and we could possibly actually push all the way into this low here where we saw the news come in. For this pair. So I think further into the downside, but might see a bit of retrace first. And also CHF JPY, which I wanted to get into a short earlier on in the week. As you can see, we smashed through all three targets, looking for that support there, smashed through that one, looking at that support as the next target, smash through that one, and then the final target down there. As you can see, we went and hit that level there. So missed that trade. Would have been a really nice trade to get into, but of course you can't get them all. Happen when I'm asleep. There's not much I could do about that. And as you can see, a really strong move to the downside. So the second trade that I'm currently in is a short on USD-CHF. So anticipating a move to the downside for this pair. If I go on the daily, you can see the level we are testing, really strong level. Price support here, now turn resistance, broke below, we test that resistance, collapsed to the downside, and now we're testing that same area. So anticipating a bit of a move to the downside here for USD-CHF. If we can get a move into this support, that would be nice. So where we had that resistance, that support meet, looking for another move into that area, maybe even to 0.89, depending how we're looking when we get down here. But anticipating a move to the downside for USD-CHF. Again, we had a really nice doji there on the 4H, which I got in, anticipating that we could be getting a bit of an evening star with the next candle closure. And as you can see, the next candle, which is the current candle now, does look like we could be getting a bit of an evening star there with the bullish candle doji, then the bearish candle. And I was also taking a look at the DXY as well, and I was analyzing this pair, and it looks like we could be on our way down, because you can see I've highlighted these two areas. It looks like we're giving us lower highs than the market, which indicates that we could be starting to see a bit of a bearish trend here. So you can see we have resistance here, broke above, retested that, so a bit of a head and shoulders there. Then as you can see, nice push to the downside, lower high, push back down, lower high. So anticipating another move to the downside and another lower low for the DXY. So that again played a factor of why I'm shorting USD-CHF, because again, it's got USD. So if the DXY is going to go down, the chances are USD-CHF is going to go down with it as well. So could be seeing a nice drop to the downside for the DXY. So hence I'm in a nice short on USD-CHF. And also we just taken out this recent swing high here in the market, and again a lot of stop losses would be just above this level. So hopefully we've just taken all the stop losses out now to see a move to the downside. So going to see how these trades get on. We'll keep you guys updated on Thursday and Friday, see how they get on my short on GPAUD and my short on USD-CHF. Okay guys, so this is GPAUD on MT4, which is the platform I use to execute my trades. So that's my current position there, 0.11. I got 0.11 left on this trade. I already closed it a little bit out when we hit this support, but again looking for a move into 1.76. And USD-CHF, again, this is the second trade that I have running, looking for a move to the downside for this pair. You can get a nice move into this level around here. So again, previous resistance turn support, a nice move into that level, maybe a little bit further. So going to keep you guys updated with these two trades, see how they get going. And yeah, we'll keep you guys updated Thursday, Friday, and see how the market finishes. Okay guys, so it's Thursday and it's just gone 4:30 p.m. So I just want to do a quick update on how my trades are going. The trades that I took yesterday, so my short on GPAUD and short on USD-CHF. And I also want to give you a quick tip as well, which is really important for the current situation we are in a lot of the markets, a lot of the USD pairs. So I want to share with you some of that information which could really help propel you in becoming more successful in this game. So quick update on my trades and give you some advice as well. Okay, so welcome to the charts guys. In front of us we've got GPAUD. So again, I had a short trade in this one. My entry was around this area here on that H1. We have previous support all across here, turned resistance, retested that, got in for a nice short like I did show you guys on my MT4 earlier in the week. So looking for a move into this area here, around 1.76, really key area of support. You can see a nice injection of momentum to the upside there, and eventually gave us a move all the way up to 1.78. So looking to see if we can work our way back down to that same level. Again, we are currently having a bit of a retrace there. You can see previous support all across here, term resistance. So as long as we hold below that, expecting to see a move into 1.76. I might actually add a second position as well if we hold that level on the hourly and see a nice move into that level there. Only going to risk what I currently already banked from this trade. So this initial move to the downside into that support, I did bank some profit there. So only going to risk the profit that I already banked. So not looking to be too risky with this move, because again, we could always fail, we could always get back above it. But I'm going to trust my analysis and looking for a move into that 1.76. and we'll let you guys know if I do add a second position. And USD-CHF, currently in a short for that one. So you can see for this one, only just starting really to take off to the downside. We did have this area here of previous resistance, was turned support. So you can see price was struggling to break through it a little bit, but you see the current candle is nice and bearish, but still got about a little over an hour for this candle to close for the 4H. So it would be nice to get a close below it, and then we can see potentially a nice drop if we manage to stay underneath that level to around this level here. Again, I probably expect this to go a little bit further to maybe 0.89 or all the way back down to that support there. But again, not sure if I'll hold it for that long, but looking for a move into this key level there in the market. So that's a quick update on my trades. And again, we'll be updating you guys on Friday to see how they get on. Okay, right guys, so the tip that I wanted to share with you during this video, I feel is very important to the current situation that is happening in the markets as I speak right now. A lot of the USD pairs, because the US dollar is very weak, a lot of them are flying to the upside and very, very strong bullish trends. A lot of the AUD pairs, NZD pairs as well. So this made me think about how important it is to identify the current market conditions before you start trading. Because, for example, if you normally trade a reversal trading strategy, so you look to take reversals, you're going to have a really, really tough time if you're trading GBP/JPY or GBP/USD. These pairs are flying off to the upside right now, And if you look and take reversals on that pair, you probably have a really tough time, and you probably wouldn't be profitable if you're just doing that on those two pairs. So it's really important to identify your current conditions. And on the other hand, if you're trading a very trend following based strategy, just buying pullbacks or selling retracements using Fibonacci, you probably would have a really successful period right now, because a lot of the USD pairs are just flying to the upside, and all you're just doing is buying the pullbacks. Again, it's not very hard, it's a very simple thing to do, so you wouldn't find yourself having to work too hard. You're just buying them, the pullbacks, and the market does the rest of the work for you. So you have to really understand when it is the right time to trade and when it's not the right time to trade. So if you take reversals, trading GPJPY right now would be very hard for you, and you probably end up just losing a lot of money doing that. So you need to understand what conditions are best for you. Are you best in a range bound market? Are you best in the trending market? Are you best when the markets are trending but the pullbacks are very deep? So you need to understand that about the way you trade, because then you can really get the best out of your trading skills, your trading ability, and can really take yourself to the next step. Because the person who has a reversal trading strategy probably has a really good reversal strategy, for example, but because the market conditions are not right, like what's happening with pound JPY, his trading strategy is awful, and he's going to start to doubt himself or doubt herself, and maybe give up on that strategy just because of what's going on in pound JPY right now. But when the current market conditions match their trading strategy, they'll be able to get the full reward out of it, because they'll be able to actually use the strategy to how it's supposed to be used. You can't be trading a reversal strategy when the market is very trending, or you can't be really trading a trend following strategy when the market is ranging. So you have to understand the conditions, then adapt accordingly. So my advice to you guys out there is, when you look at the charts, before you even put a trade in, just identify what is going on in the market. Are we ranging? Are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? Just identify what is going on in the market, and also identify the strength of the trends as well if the market's trending. Like pound JPY has been a very strong uptrend, hardly any pullbacks. I normally trade the hourly and the 4-hourly, hardly any pullbacks on those time frames. Obviously if you drop down to the 15-minute or the 5-minute, you probably see some better formations of pullbacks there, but there's hardly been any real pullback, and the market's just been flying to the upside. So identify, is that market actually a really good condition? Is the market condition a good condition for you to be trading in? If it isn't, then don't trade, or find a different strategy that is suited to that condition. So maybe if you have a second strategy, a trend following strategy, just buying pullbacks, you'll be really profitable over that course of time, that when you see the market condition changing, you can drop back to your main strategy. So just identify what is going on in the markets, and it can really take you forward in your trading journey. Okay, right people, so currently it is Saturday morning and the trading week is all good and done with. So I'm just going to do a quick review of my trades, see how they've got on, any positions I've closed and reasons why, and also any new positions I've opened as well. And then I'll do a quick run through some of the pairs that I'm forecasting and looking to trade and focus on for next week. So just a quick update just to end this week's vlog. Okay, so welcome back to the charts, people. So in front of me, I've got GBP AUD on the 4-hourly time frame. As you can see on Friday, we absolutely flew to the upside here for pound Aussie. I did exit the remaining of my position when we closed above this area, so I was looking to actually add more on if we were to get some nice bearish price action here and see a nice move to the downside. And I was targeting 1.76. As you can see, we actually broke through that level. I closed the remaining of my position. I did close some of my position when we broke originally back below, so still made some profit on that trade. I was looking for 1.76. Gonna review it later on, see how I can improve. Maybe my target to 1.76 was a bit too ambitious. Maybe I can see why that technically 1.76 wasn't a good target. So gonna review that, see how I could improve, but nonetheless still bank some profit on that short trade. USD CHF, that one turned against me as well. I did manage to close 50% of my profit around here, because we were failing to break through that support, and I was also looking at the DXY quite closely as well. We did identify this earlier on when I was taking the trade of this being potentially a lower swing high point. As you can see, it was really nice push to the downside, but as you can see, it is actually a bit of a fake breakout. Nice push to the downside, and then we actually engulfed about 3 candles there and had a really strong push to the upside. So that turned out to be a bit of a fake out there for the DXY. As you can see, really strong support there, wick to the downside, fake out, and then really strong close to the upside. So I'm actually going to change my bias for the DXY from bearish to actually bullish. And I think with the next week or so, we could be trading back at this level here at 91,500, and with the next 2 or 3 weeks we could actually be all the way up at 92. So I'm actually bullish now on the dollar, so I won't be looking to short it anymore. So pairs like the USDCHF will not be looking to short that. Not saying that we can not get a move to the downside, because obviously we could see a really strong Swiss franc, which is still very possible, but I don't think I will be looking to short it and again hold it for a longer period here. And as you can see, I did close 50% of my profit around here, and then I just let the rest run just in case we were to fall to the downside. But as you can see, the analysis was right. We pushed to the upside, closed the remainder there. So overall, probably a break-even trade there. The profit that I banked there kind of matched the profit that I lost, the money that I lost there. So overall, a break-even there for USDCHF. And actually on Friday as well, I did catch some of that pound strength on GBCAD, so I did get into a buy position for this pair. I'll show you the actual position on MT4 in a second, but for this pair we came to a really nice level here on the file. You can see a really strong area of support. We did push off to the upside quite well previously at this area, and again it was looking very nice. And because my analysis for the pound CAD is still very much to the upside, I do think we can come and take out 1.8 soon within the next couple of weeks or so. So I'm in a buy position there, and as you can see, it just took off to the upside. I got in earlier on the hourly time frame, so I saw this morning star pattern, got in that, went against me a little bit, but then you can see it took off to the upside very nicely there. So holding on to that position, I've already closed 50% of my profit since we've come into this level of resistance here in the market. So resistance there, push to the downside, resistance there as well. So close 50% there, looking to hold on to 1.79. I doubt I'll hold on to 1.8 because we'll probably see some major retrace before we get into that. But I will be trying to push it on to 1.79. I do think we can see some new highs. But again, looking at it on the daily time frame, you can see we actually closed really bullish here on the daily chart. So it could just take 3 or 4 very bullish candles just to take us to 1.8. If that's the case, I'll happily stay on for 3 or 4 days holding that trade. But nonetheless, my overall target is 1.79. Might push it to 1.8, but looking to see if I can get a move for GBCAD into 1.79. But yeah, that has been my overall trade. I'm only in that GBCAD position. I closed the gold trade earlier on this week, so looking for a push to the upside. And as you can see, we actually fell to the downside for gold, so it was good that I didn't stick on another position, because I was saying really nice support there, acting as support there again. I was saying I was favoring move to the upside for gold, but as you can see, that failed and price just shot to the downside. So it was good that I wasn't having that ego saying, yeah, we're going to the upside and we just stick on a trade. But as you can see, it did fail, but I did catch a nice profit on this move to the upside when we hit that resistance there. So did still make money on gold. CAD JPY, that was a losing trade. USDCHF was break even, and then we banked some money on GPAD and gold. So currently right now on that GBCAD position, looking to see if we can get a nice move to 1.79. CHF JPY, I was looking for a short earlier on this week, and as you can see, a really nice move to the downside, and it actually went and hit the TP area that I was expecting price to get to, which is this support all the way down there. Really nice support, and actually got a very strong move into that area. So missed that trade. I was asleep on Monday morning when this happened, and as you can see, very strong move. But again, we don't catch them all. I have to sleep at some point. And GPNZD, I was saying a move into 1.9. As you can see, a really nice move into that 1.9 area. Again, didn't catch that move. I was in GPAD instead of GPNZD. But again, don't always catch all the moves. But GPNZD is actually one of the pairs I'm focusing on for next week. So I'm looking for a move into at least 1.94. I think we could be seeing a move into 1.95. 1.96, maybe a bit of a push, but I do think 1.95 is very possible for GPNZD. As you can see, a very strong move to the upside is equal as that push to the downside. I think a move back into this area here, you can see a bit of retracement to start the week off. Into this area, we'll be looking for buys, and we'll be targeting 1.94. And if you could push it all the way up to 1.95, because I think we could be seeing a bit of a bullish GPNZD from the higher time frames. You can see the daily, very strong morning star pattern there, and the weekly as well. It looks like we're failing to break back below this strong support. I will go into a bit more depth about why I think this is going up on my weekly analysis video, which I will be posting today, well, Saturday, so it will be yesterday if you're watching the video on Sunday. But yeah, I'll be explaining a bit more in detail why I think GPND could be on its way to around 1.96 in that video, so make sure you go check that out. But for now, I'm just looking to see if get a move into this support. Maybe if we were to get a retracement to here, that would be nice as well. But nonetheless, looking for a move into 1.94 or 1.95 the next week for GPNZD. And also I'm looking for a short trade on Euro USD for this pair, because again, we had a really nice fake out to the upside. Again, you can see the correlation there with the DXY. We had a fake out to the downside for the DXY, and here we had a fake out to the upside. You can see on the daily chart. So really strong resistance here, fake out there, very strong engulfing candle to the downside. So I think if we're going to see a strong US dollar, we're probably going to see a weak Euro USD. So looking to target 1.9 or maybe 1.8500 for next week for Euro USD. I think we're going to see a nice drop to the downside for this pair. Now we're still at that support, so we'll probably see some retrace to start the week off, and then I'll look to capitalize on that retrace. But nonetheless, I think USD is on its way down. I will be looking to target 1.19 at least, maybe pushing it 1.185 down there, but 1.19 is my target for USD. So keen to get into some shorts for USD for next week, and also longs for GPNZD next week. Right, so on the screen now is my long position on pound CAD. As you can see, a really nice push to the upside there. There's my entry, stop losses at break even. I did take half my profit at this level around there, so I'm going to let the rest run to around 1.79 if we can push it to that level. But that's my position there. Going to leave it over the weekend, see how it gets on, and then we'll update you guys the following week. Okay, so that is the end of this week's trading. Just a quick vlog highlighting some of the trades that I took, some of my losses, some of my wins, and also my forecasting as well, and also just giving you guys some tips and tricks and some education along the way. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, just drop it down in the comments below. I'll make sure I'll get back to you. But thanks again for watching, and until the next one, I will see you guys later.